House Republicans, they are one step closer to electing a speaker tonight after Ohio Congressman, Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan won the Republican conference nomination for Speaker of the House earlier today. Remember, Jordan has also been endorsed by former President Trump. It does not appear Jim Jordan has the votes yet to be elected Speaker on the floor, but it seems to be coalescing around him at least today. In fact, some Republicans are now calling for an extension and increase of the Speaker pro tem. That would be McHenry's temporary powers, or even do a deal with the Democrats. Let me be very clear tonight to you Republicans. You were sent there to do a job. Right now your job is to pick a leader. Pick a leader. I can't think of anybody better than Jim Jordan of Ohio. And I think it's a very obvious choice. Here now with reaction, Florida Congressman Brian Mast, Texas Congressman Chip Roy. Chip, I know it's difficult in these circumstances with what's happening in real time in cities around the world and what's happening live in Gaza, but this is an important issue. With war breaking out this very hour in the Middle East, we have to ask, when is the Republican Party going to elect a speaker and open the people's house? This has gone on long enough.
Yeah, great to be on, Sean. And first of all, it's great to be here with my friend Brian Mast, who is wearing the uniform of the IDF. He can say more about that, but this is an American hero I'm standing next to, somebody who lost limbs, who lost fingers defending this country, and he stood alongside the brave men and women of the IDF. Our prayers are with the people of Israel. We stand firmly alongside Israel. This is non-negotiable, and we're going to defend them and defend our national security interest in the process. Let's be very clear. Right now, yes, there's a lot of drama faced on the speaker's debate here in Washington. But let's be very clear what's actually going on. There are people in this town who think the status quo is acceptable. They think spending money that we don't have. They think that wide open borders. They think that continue the endless circle here of swamp bureaucrats making decisions for the American people rather than actually changing this town is acceptable, and it is not. Jim Jordan is a strong leader. He should be the Speaker of the House. Jim Jordan represents the American people who want to change this town. And right now, the people who want the status quo are pushing back. I want to be very clear. I stand alongside Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan should continue this fight all the way through. I'm going to stand alongside him on the floor. We need to elect him Speaker of the House. And if a bunch of appropriators and a defense establishment bureaucrats want to try to fight that, then it's game on. It's time for the American people to win this battle rather than the swamp. That's what's actually going on, Sean.
Brian Mast, I'll ask you about what's unfolding in Gaza this very night, what's unfolding around the world with this day of jihad that's called for by one of the leaders of Hamas. But I will say this. The people's house needs to be reopened. And these Band-Aid solution ideas or doing a deal with the Democrats, that is not acceptable leadership from the Republican Party. I know the majority is small, but as far as I'm concerned, Jim Jordan right now has a significant majority of the votes. It is time to elect him Speaker and open the people's house. Do you agree?
I totally agree. I think Jim Jordan has something even more important than what you just mentioned. He has something that this place lacks. He has trust in the American people. I hear from people all the time back home that want to hear from Jim Jordan, want to know where Jim Jordan is on a position, believe in Jim Jordan. And if for nothing else, if he can bring a level of trust back to this institution that we work in, that is to me one of the most forefront reasons to move him forward as this next Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Yeah, I agree. Now, let's get, I see you have an IDF uniform on in solidarity with Israel. We know that Israeli troops entered Gaza. The ground incursion has begun. In real time, we are watching a massive bombardment. Israeli Air Force jets hitting Hamas targets. Last night, they hit a whopping 750 of them. We believe that the full ground incursion could come as early as tonight and this morning, local time in Gaza. It is 4:53 a.m. Gaza time, so we expect that to unfold throughout the weekend and into Monday. What do you expect is going to happen? And are you concerned, as Lindsey Graham is concerned, about war on a second front that might be started with Hezbollah in the north with the support of Iran?
I definitely expect carnage. You look at the supply chain to get those weapons into the Gaza Strip. It goes from Iran, it goes through Syria, through Lebanon, into the Gaza Strip, can go through Jordan, can go through Egypt, and that can also be used to move hostages in the opposite direction out of the Gaza Strip into other places. There should be every expectation that American fighters are sent to pick up American hostages and give retribution for American deaths. So yes, this can spill over into other places simply because those are the places that this fight has stemmed from. So very real risk.
Yeah. Give you the last word on this, Chip Roy.
Well, look, first of all, we stand completely alongside Israel. The fact that we don't have a speaker doesn't change that fact. In fact, the fact that we're fighting for a speaker here that will stand up for the American values the world wants us to stand up for is exactly what we're expected to do. We need to change this town. We need to stop spending money we don't have. We need to secure the border of the United States, and we need to deliver a strong message that we will stand alongside Israel with a resolute and strong America. And the person to do that is Jim Jordan. And any of my colleagues who stand in the way of that, that's on them. I stand with Jim.
Chip Roy, Brian Mast, thank you both. If you're just joining us,